Hey guys, Gosei another Andy here, and welcome back to another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the DX Ojuuken Susune from Kamen Rider Saber. Now this is the main weapon used by Kamen Rider Slash to transform, and of course he is also the swordsman of the sound. And with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and just take a look at the included Wonder Ride book. So here we have the included Wonder Ride book with the Susune, this being Hazelnuts and Gretel. And I know what you're probably thinking, shouldn't you be saying Hazelnuts to Gretel? Well, here's the thing. Like, I know that it's how it's supposed to be said, but in Japanese language, to means and in their language, and translating it to the English text means to. So basically, the title of the story is Hazelnuts and Gretel, not Hazelnuts to Gretel. But yeah, as you can see, though, the main context of the Wonder Ride book is that it's based on the story Hansel and Gretel. But taking a closer look here, though, at the Wonder Ride book, though, as you can see, it's cast in a really nice light pink plastic. Just your basic overall shape for it: speaker, marker right there, battery compartment right there. Taking a closer look at the cover, though, we got a very colorful little text box, like a children's book, saber text. Candy House, very cartoony, alongside Hansel there and Gretel there. And this is based on a certain story, so it's going to be the third slot. And with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get down to the sounds that you get. A very cartoony sounding tune there. Same thing along with Kotoba-san Kyodai. And of course, opening that up, we got the synopsis page here with a very nice background with pinks, purples, yellows, and browns there. And a bunch of other little details here, these being the gumdrops, candy bars, and donuts, all just displayed out there for convenience and enjoyment right there. Now let's go ahead and bring in the Seiken Sword Driver and check out the sounds there. Now, like I said when I did the review on Bremen no Rock Band, this will not have any form of significant change in the Seiken Sword Driver, unfortunately. It won't give off its own little text speech and then say so on and so forth. It's the same deal with not only Bremen no Rock Band, but also Jakunto Domomenoki, because while they are used by other riders in the show, they don't have any other special sound that they unlock. In the Sword Driver, they're all pretty much the same. Same goes for King of Arthur, Kotoba-san Kyodai, and Saratobi Ninja Den, as well as Genbu Shinwa. So, yeah, another significance. The usage of this thing in the Seiken Sword Driver is kind of pointless, because it's just going to give the same old Wonder Rider sound, except it'll say Hazelnuts to Gretel. So, yeah. But who's to say we can't actually check out the actual sounds that it makes just by itself, so... Nice bright pink light, still pulsing on camera, I see. And finally, let's go ahead and test it out in the... Now, like in my Kamen Rider Caliber stuff review, unfortunately the thing is too big for me to sustain it all in the camera shot, so for the majority of the video here, we're just going to have to go with the face cam, unfortunately. But hopefully that's not too much of a drag. But at any rate, though, taking a closer look, though, at the actual Susune, you can see it's got a lot of really nice molded-in detailing here. And most of it is picking up on camera because the flashing light from the camera is actually reflecting off of both the chrome and the plastic as it reflects into the camera, as you can see there. But a lot of really nice intricate molding detailing to represent that of a speaker, as well as other fine machinery, because this is, again, a sound sword and everything Nice little crest there representing slash, as well as some wiring detailing that goes not only on the front but also on the back, right next to the speaker there, which also continues on to the back of the blade here. But yeah, we also do have a little compartment here. This is for our final attacks and our Wonder Ride books as well. And as you can see, the blue detailing from this bit right here is actually a larger speaker, while this blue stripe here actually continues on to these little mini speakers on the edge of the blade. And of course, the tips of the blade here are actually done in a nice transparent pink plastic, and also they are rubber, so it won't hurt you as much as regular hard plastic. And of course, we also do have our main compartment for the Wonder Ride books, as well as the blue release button. Now, unfortunately, this thing does not have any form of on-off switch. It's just all done by this pull tab right here. So, yeah, you're just gonna have to trust that it's on, and always make sure to have the tab in when you're not using it, because you want this thing to be going off automatically when you're storing it in your bins. So, yeah, removing the pull tab here, as you can see, we now have it in the on mode here. And when you hit the trigger, you get your generic little slashing noise. Nice and echoey there. And that's pretty much it. There also is this another blue button right here on the back. And basically, if you push that button and you pull this section down with the sword, you actually do access the other mode of the bayonet. And as you can see right there, we have a really nice metallic sticker with all the colors of the rainbow, as well with some other little detailing there with little buttons right there representing both a play, pause, shuffle, and stop functionality. And of course, Bandai also went above and beyond by also including some molding in detailing right there with the barrel of the gun there. They didn't have to do that. They could have just left this section blank, but I really do love the attention to detail when it came to using this thing. Now, when you have it in the gun mode, you actually do get a different noise. A nice echoey blasting sound. And that's pretty much it for the Wonder Ride, for the Susune in just a standardized weapon mode. And that's pretty much all I have to say for it with just the sword by itself. Now, the next thing we're going to be doing is taking a look at the functionality with this thing with the average Wonder Ride books. And for this section of the video, I'm going to go back to the normal desk space, so that way I can display this thing without actually having to show the full thing on camera. But with that being said, though, let's go ahead and continue on with the demonstration here. So basically what you're going to have to do here, let me just readjust the camera a little bit. Now basically what you're going to have to do is that you're going to take your Wonder Ride book, and what you're going to do is you're going to slot it in to the sword itself. As you can see, there's these little clips here, and that lines up with the Wonder Ride book. And you will get a confirmation noise from the actual Wonder Ride book, but it will activate the ignition sequence. And when you're ready to go, you just pull the trigger here. As you can see, the speaker is incredibly loud, and I'm sorry for any headphone users that are watching this video entirely. But yeah, as you can see, it has a very nice little upbeat style to it, and that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to get this sword, because of just the overall aesthetic of the bayonet mode, as well as the sounds that are included. Taking a closer look, though, at the actual Synopsis page here, as you can see, we got a really nice image of Slash's arm outwards, like that, as well as all the candies and sweets just surrounding him in that nice purple and yellow background and that art style that I just love so much. Unfortunately, you don't really get any new sounds when it comes to the Susune. When you're all transformed, you just get the same generic slashing and attacking noises. One thing, though, that I do find is a little bit of a complaint is that if is that sometimes the trigger system won't actually trigger the transformation noise for the Wonder Ride book, unfortunately. Let me see if I can try to do it on camera here. But basically, when I first started fiddling with it, I put the Wonder Ride book in, and I pull the trigger, nothing happens. Like, it activates the actual Wonder Ride book, but it doesn't trigger the actual henshin. It turns out I actually have to hold it down the trigger just for it to work. But yeah, you have to actually hold it down the trigger in order for it to actually work, because, let me see if I can actually do it right here on camera, because it just hits these two buttons here. And basically, like, that little trigger right there is, if you hold down the trigger, it's gonna trigger the actual henshin noise. I've only fiddled with these two buttons. I don't know if, because, like, last time I checked, I think this button right here is the only one that activates certain phrases and such, but yeah, regardless of the point, though, I think it's a little bit annoying how the trigger system doesn't always want to work most of the time. Now, how basically the Wonder Ride book sounds get transferred in and out for it to actually work is that it has the same kind of engineering as the Ojuuken Kurayami with the caliber buckle, and basically, like, there's little slots right here on the slot here, and basically that transfers the noise from the speaker all the way down here to this little these little notches at the back right next to the speaker. They're very brief, yes, but in terms of quality, it's really nice. Now, before I actually get into the gun mode henshin portion of it, I do want to display the attack sounds here. Now, basically what you're going to do is that there are these little notches right here, and those will activate with the Wonder Ride book. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your Wonder Ride book and just insert it into the slot here. So basically what you do is just do this. And that triggers the final attack noise, and all you have to do is just hold the trigger again. Now, you can do this with any Wonder Ride book in particular, like, say you want to use Brave Dragon, you could just put that in there like this. And it'll just trigger the same thing. And the same thing goes as well for the front section here. You can just insert any Wonder Ride book in like you want, pull the trigger, and it honestly just does nothing. And it honestly just does nothing when it's inserted and you just use it. So it doesn't really matter which one you use. You could be slash dragon or slash needle hedgehog if you want. But in terms of screen accuracy, you gotta use either Hazelnuts to Gretel or Bremen a Rock Band. Do the yay thing up to 3 times. Sorry, I couldn't talk there. But the final attack sound just doesn't really change for the most part, so let me just debut that here. And that's pretty much it. Now, on the transform. Now, next up is to debut the Bremen Rock Band book with the shooting functionality of it, because this honestly works better with Bremen Rock Band in the context of it, with the show and everything. And plus, this was the subject of one of my reviews before I reviewed Forze, so I did say that I was going to debut more functionality with this included if I did get the Susune. So, yeah, like I said before, you just hit the blue button, and you just let that down. And let me just give you guys a closer look at the actual detailing of the sticker here, because I don't think the front cam gave you that much detail. But yeah, really nice detailing, though. But yeah, second verse, same as the first, with with the sword functionality of it. You take your Wonder Ride book, and you just slot that in. So let's just go ahead and get that over with. Now, that was another reason why I really wanted that, because there's just like a sort of uniqueness when the Henshin just does two different variations for the same form, basically. Because you could transform with Hazelnut Gretel in the gun mode and nothing would change. Or you could transform with Bremen and Rock Band into the sword mode and nothing would change. But the fact that it gives you two different Henshin tunes for the main rider is really great. And I really did love the whole no, go with the gun, go bang, bang. And the whole like loud music and the guitar riff at the end. That was really good. And I really love the engineering and the idea behind that. But, yeah. Like I said, though, beforehand, the sounds do not change, unfortunately. So, yeah, there's really nothing much else to write home about with that. You're probably wondering why I'm not talking about the Henshin page art, because I technically already did a review of this Wonder Ride book by itself with the sword driver and everything. So, yeah. But, however, though, I think what does change is the shooting sounds. So, let's go ahead and just debut them here. As you can see, the sound definitely does vary from the sword mode to the slash mode, and as you can see, that blasting sound effect was recycled from the Shout Riser. So. And there you go. Now, there is one more functionality that you can do with the Susune, and honestly, this is just up to the person who's role-playing with it. But on the back here, we actually do have this little mini bar section here, which is a little bit of a track. And basically what you do is that you take your clip here, and you just slot that in, like so. It's a bit of a snug fit to try to get in, but yeah, if you really wanted to, you could cosplay as Slash if you have the sort of Logos belt buckle, or if you just have the standard little belt clip here, you can clip this in as well. And same thing goes for the Fyosuken Hayate as well. Now, personally, out of all of the other rider Henshin devices to come out of the Saber line so far, this is probably one of my more favorited ones. Sure, the Fyosuken Hayate and the Dogoken Gekido have their own little charm to them, but personally I prefer this one over all of the other swords so far used by the belt buckle riders. And of course, Daishinji is also a favorite character of mine. He's definitely one of the more calm and collective ones and knows how to fix the swords, how to mend them, and how to use his skills in combat, as well as the other Wonder Ride books as well. Now, currently, the status of picking this item up from Tokullectibles is off and on, because at some points it's up for grabs, it's on the back order, and then it's completely sold out. I was eyeballing this for quite some time now, because right around at the end of Christmas time, I was about to order this thing, but the order window was completely closed. So, but Bremen and Rock Band was still in sale. So I decided to buy Bremen and Rock Band, and I didn't want to wait until the last minute to actually get that and have this thing be sold out. And then a few weeks afterwards, the Susune went back into stock. So I bought that. So technically, both of these were bought with for Christmas as sort of an end of the year shopping spree, basically. But with that being said, however, I will leave the link in the description below for our Tokullectibles' Kamen Rider Saber page, so in case you guys want to check that out for yourselves, or you guys want to browse around. I do know that the Zenkaiju stuff is still up for pre-order as of right now, and I do know that the Shokugan gears are also up for pre-order, the third set at least, not the first or second sets or the candy toy versions, because those sold out just as fast before they could even be pre-ordered, which frustrates me because I don't think they're going to be doing DX sets of those. But with all that out of the way and all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And in terms of my next review date next week, we are going to be taking a look at Dragonic Knights. So with all that out of the way, this is Gosei 90, signing out.